They are intrepid and bold. And in this dizzying landscape, nothing puts them off. We are near Linton, over the Bristol Channel in the west of England. These domesticated goats have been released back into the wild. Perfectly adapted to the northern European climate, they live like their chamois cousins. Like them, they trot across steep slopes and escarpments with incredible agility. Their flexible hooves are split in two, and each half acts like a suction cup. They have been tagged by researchers monitoring their populations. These primitive English goats are the descendants of herds that arrived here some 7,000 years ago. But after millennia of good and faithful service, they were replaced by a breed that produces more milk. They were abandoned at the end of the 19th century and now live far away from their former masters. How do they manage without humans? These goats are very selective in what they eat. This gray nanny explores the cliffs on the hunt for her favorite food. Sometimes she eats grass, but she prefers plants that are rich in cellulose that her digestive system can transform into nutrients. She selects them according to their smell and their appearance. Like this purple foxglove with its bell-shaped flowers. It tastes and feels good in her mouth. Their diet in Devon is extremely varied. In total, these wild goats eat around 30 different plants. According to scientists, selecting which plants to eat and memorizing their location helps them grow more intelligent. Perhaps why they are such excellent explorers. While sheep eat only grass on virtually flat land, goats are ideal for keeping the vegetation down on the cliff tops. But their own greediness often leads them into trouble. Their wanderings sometimes lead them into a nearby village, where the residents' flowers look very similar to the wildflowers on the cliffs. But in this area, which is popular with tourists, innkeepers are very proud of their flower beds and are not prepared to let the goats destroy them. The town hall has decided to cull or rehome all the males in order to keep the size of the herd down to something manageable. So no kids have been born this year. These one-year-old kids might be the last generation of wild goats in this valley. Saved from the cull, these billy goats were taken in by the Buttercup's goat sanctuary. They can be recognized by their long, primitive horns, and by how they keep their distance from humans. Unlike the other residents, who love to be indulged from morning to night. Today, Princess Leia's hooves are going to be cleaned and trimmed.
Very good girl, actually.
Then she's weighed.
Back leg.
It's all good.
52. Okay.
But sick or depressed residents get special treatment. Carers and volunteers take them for therapeutic walks. They stimulate their appetite with treats to give them back a taste for life and the strength to heal.
Ooh, yummy.
These goats, which were once mistreated, gradually regain their confidence in humans. Others already have a much stronger connection. Abandoned at the age of just 2 weeks, Vern was bottle-fed here. He's almost like a pet. He is going to take part in an experiment to find out how goats interact with humans. To start with, some pasta is placed in this box.
Ready?
That was easy because it wasn't closed. In the second stage, the lid is sealed. Vern looks to see how to open it as the zoologist looks on. But the task seems impossible. The zoologist now comes to his rescue. In the third stage, the lid is sealed again. What will Vern do now? This is where the experiment really begins.
But they should turn for help very quickly.
Faced with this challenge, the goat looks around for human help and asks for it with an affectionate nuzzle. The slightly dazed zoologist wasn't expecting that much attention. He is amazed by the impact domestication has had on these farm animals. Just like dogs and cats, they establish affectionate relationships with us. At tea time, the staff at the sanctuary take a break, and the residents take advantage.
Baby girl? Baby girl? Oh, talk to
But
me.
why are these goats so sociable? Is it to do with their relationships within the herd? Back to the Mercantour to find out more about their way of life. At 2,000 meters above sea level are the high pastures, where the animals live in summer. Goats and sheep spend the night in a cave, sheltered from predators. Barbichette is here. But only the black kid has come up to the high pastures. The mortality rate for kids is relatively high, and her brown-colored sister, the weaker of the two, did not survive. In the morning, the goat herd comes to let the animals out. Together, they charge down 200 meters of altitude to reach the pasture. What happens here reveals some complex social behavior. Firstly, when they reach the plateau, the group splits. The goats climb higher and higher towards the summit, looking for different plants to eat. While the sheep veer off and settle amongst the trees. But for these little ones, the slope is steep, and it's not easy to keep the pace with these natural climbers. The little black kid grows tired. It looks very high up there. So the opportunistic little black goat decides to follow the sheep instead. Along with another kid, it's less tiring. This attitude reflects a goat's individualistic character. Despite her attachment to her mother, she has decided to go off on her own in order to find some easier food. In these pastures, the animals are left to come and go as they please. Their only companion is a dog to chase away the wolves that live in these mountains. When they reach the top, the goats split again into several subgroups. Each one looks for the food they fancy, forming alliances with a few other goats according to their shared preferences. Scientists have established that goats constantly identify the other goats around them. This is thanks to their rectangular pupils that offer 320-degree vision that is equally effective straight ahead as it is on the sides. Memorizing this complex social network requires their brains to be constantly working. Scientists call this fusion-fission behavior, because the animals come together, fusion, and separate, fission, according to the circumstances. This organization has also been observed with chimpanzees. It's a sign of greater intelligence. Goats seem to be extremely clever animals.